3 must-know tips for getting quality audio from your PC recording studio. Ah yes, the PC recording studio. So many folks have one, yet so few use it to its full potential. Have you ever noticed that sometimes a really professional-looking website with cool graphics and slick videos will have audio content that sounds crappy? What's with that? It seems like lots of people have set up a PC recording studio in their homes or offices, but they don't seem to know how to create really good sounding audio, even though it is possible to do with just a little knowledge, and not even hard knowledge. The home recording tips you'll find at Homebrew Audio will help tremendously. I think the reason why there's so much crappy audio out there has something to do with myths that still linger in the zeitgeist from the old days, when audio recording was the realm of tech geeks who did electrical engineering projects for fun. The gear needed to do professional recording back then was expensive and bulky. Most recording engineers couldn't even afford their own gear. They mostly worked for studios with their own funding, like universities, record companies, and that kind of thing. But that's changed drastically in the past 10 or 15 years. With computers able to do so much, and digital recording, that's as opposed to the tape recording needed in the past, being the norm, literally anyone with a computer can create good quality audio without having to spend much more than $30 or so on a moderate USB mic. So why is there still so much crappy audio out there, if it's so easy and it's so inexpensive? All right, I suppose we should have a definition of crappy where audio is concerned. Here's my definition. Audio that sounds thin, echoey, and far away sounding, noisy, hard to understand, full of p-pops and other bassy bumps and bruises, called plosives. I'm leaving these plosives in for your benefit so you know what they are. When the speaker-singer says certain kinds of words or any combination of the above. Some may quibble with that definition, but I find it to be quite descriptive of common audio problems. So that means that, by contrast, good quality audio should be full, clear and upfront, clean, meaning free of anything except the thing you wanted to hear, easy to understand, and free of audio glitches like plosives and hissing, and should be overall natural sounding. Some of those requirements for good quality audio aren't easy to obtain without fairly good gear, thus would be hard to do with the $25 or less setup I mentioned. But some of the most important factors, like reducing or eliminating the echoey and far away thing, are doable, even on the low-cost PC recording studio. Here are the 3 tips that will drastically improve your audio, regardless of how cheap your setup is. Number 1, get close to the mic. Generally speaking, your mouth, assuming voice recording, should be quite close to the microphone like mine is now, in order to get the best and clearest sound. Anywhere from 6 to 18 inches is about right. If you're recording a video, and the speaker's like 10 feet away from the mic on the camera, the result will be what I call echoey and far away sounding. Well, let's have a little demonstration. I'll read that last sentence again. Generally speaking, your mouth, assuming voice recording, should be quite close to the microphone in order to get the best and clearest sound. Anywhere from 6 to 18 inches away is about right. If you're recording a video, and the speaker is 10 feet away or so from the mic on the camera, the result will be what I call echoey and far away sounding. That's what this sounds like now. Now I'm back up close to the mic. See the difference? The reason for this is that sound has such a long distance to travel by the time the actual sound from your mouth reaches the microphone. It's also bounced off every wall, ceiling, floor, table, etc. in the room, and created copies of itself. Those copies are getting into the microphone too. In visual terms, it would be like trying to film someone in a house of mirrors. Everything is all jumbled up and it's hard to tell the real person from the reflections. One easy answer to this is to get close to the mic. If your camcorder has an external mic input, excellent. Use that. Get a microphone by your lips and run the cord to the mic jack on the camera. If the camera doesn't have an external mic input, which is hard to find for some reason, you're not out of luck. Just hook up any mic to your computer and speak into that while filming. Then, when you edit the video, add a track for the extra audio you recorded on your computer, synchronize that with the audio from the camera, which will sound all echoey, and then delete the camera audio track and keep the audio you recorded directly into the computer. Number 2, get a pop filter. Mics are sensitive to wind. Certain consonant sounds in speech, like a p, for example, that was a plosive, by the way, called plosives, cause a burst of wind into the mic if you're close to it. The result is a muddy, unpleasant rumbling or bumping sound in the audio, kind of a little explosion. One way to reduce, or preferably eliminate this, is to put a screen between your lips and the mic. You can buy these screens, called pop screens or pop filters, or you can make them yourself with some pantyhose stretched over a wire hanger you've bent into a circle or square. For good measure, you can also try to be aware of consonants that use plosives, like P and B, and try to minimize the amount of air you spit into the mic. And number 3, fix it after it's recorded. Without spending a dime, you can edit your audio after you've recorded it, using free software from the web. One such program is called Audacity, which is open source. You can use editing tools like EQ to reduce or eliminate the plosives that did get recorded, as well as improve intelligibility, reduce noise, etc. Audacity can do amazing things, especially for a free program. There are other audio editors out there too, but if money is an issue, it really is hard to beat Audacity for the price. So these 3 tips can be applied by anyone, without having to be an engineer, and without having to spend much, if any, money at all. If you want better audio, more professional audio, just keep these 3 things in mind, and your audio will improve greatly. Let's go over those 3 things again. Number 1, get close to the mic. Number 2, get a pop filter. And number 3, fix it after it's recorded using an editor. If the tip about editing audio in Audacity sounded scary and technical, don't worry. It's actually pretty easy. You can find video tutorials at Homebrew Audio that walk you through it. Anyone can understand it.